Y'all, I love going fishing. Get up early in the morning, leave at about 5, launch on the water in Pointe-aux-Chenes just as the sun's coming up. And I love going fishing for a lot of reasons, but one of those reasons is because a day on the water is a lot more quiet than a regular day in my life. On a regular day, I get up at about the same time, but then I go to the gym, and then I come back and I shower and I eat breakfast and I get ready for the day, and then I go to work, and at work I have meetings, or I have phone calls, or I have emails and I have text messages, and then I get home, and when I get home I really should be silent. I really should slow down, but oftentimes I'm so tempted to do more work, or to just go on Instagram, or to listen to Spotify or watch Netflix, and to just fill my life like with all this noise. But really what I want is I just want a little bit of peace. Really what I want is I just want a little bit of silence. Silence that I experience on the water. Silence that maybe you experience in the duck blind or in the deer stand, or in your backyard, or on your porch, on your patio. But every day, for me, I actually have to do something else besides go to the gym and eat breakfast and go to work and come back from work. Actually, between that time where I go to the gym and I go to work and I go say Mass, I go to the chapel and I sit with Jesus in silence. You know what I find there? In the silence, I find a little bit of peace. I find a whole lot of meaning and a whole lot of grace. Many of us today say that it's hard to hear God. How do we hear the voice of God? Let me tell you a story. When I was a boy, my dad had an old-fashioned radio in his shop. And if I wanted to change the station on the radio, I would go up to it and I would have to turn this little dial. And you have to turn the dial to the right place on the radio to catch the station. And as I would get close to the station, there would be static, and then it would get a little clearer and a little clearer, and then there was the station, but you had to hit it right. So what would actually happen is I'd get close to the station, there's static, it would get clearer, and then I'd pass it up, and there was more static. And so I practiced. I would go in my daddy's shop, and I wanted to listen to the radio, and so I would turn the dial, and I would get it to where it was kind of clear, but not all the way. And then I would practice some more, and I would turn the dial till it was a little more clear, but not all the way. And because I wanted to listen to the radio, because I wanted to hear music that I liked, I kept on turning the dial, and eventually, on the first try, I could get that station crystal clear. Silence, where we hear the voice of God, is a lot like tuning those old radios. When I first sit down, and even now, y'all, when I sit down in the chapel in the morning, most of the time the first thing that comes into my mind is all kinds of static. All the things I got to do for the rest of the day. All the worries of my life. But slowly, as we spend more time in silence, as we get practiced turning the knob on the radio, very slowly, those thoughts, those distractions, that static, they start to fade away. Sometimes if we're outside, we can start to hear the sounds of nature, the wind rustling in the leaves, or the birds chirping, or the waves lapping up in Pointe-aux-Chenes on the beach. As we continue to say in the silence, our minds and our hearts tend to just slow down a little bit. Almost like we're kind of rocking in a chair and relaxing. And pretty soon, we can have that sense of the presence of God. It's often very simple, very quiet, very unassuming, and find that peace for which we long. So where do you find silence? Where can you find silence in your day? Where do you need peace and calm in your life. Maybe we can find that not just on those special days when we can go fishing or hunting or to the beach or to a retreat, but maybe you and I, in this season of our lives, can just find one place at our house, in our life, where we can take time to tune the radio, that we might be able to hear the voice of God. God bless you.